Welcome to The Explainer. So, I was digging through this financial research today, and honestly, it completely flipped the script on how I think about money and personal finance. We're going to decode the fascinating and often totally hidden relationship between the things we own and the wealth we actually build. And to kick things off and really frame this up, I want you to picture a tale of two apartments. They're in the exact same city, the exact same neighborhood, with very similar rent. But what's inside and the actual financial reality of the people living there literally could not be more different. Okay, let's dive into this. The first apartment belongs to someone earning $95,000 a year. You walk in, and boom, there's a massive 75-inch TV on the wall, a $4,000 leather sectional. The kitchen is absolutely stuffed with high-end appliances that are still in their boxes, closets are bursting with clothes that still have tags on them, and the spare room, well, it's basically an expensive storage unit for untouched items. But here's the kicker. This person checks their bank account with a knot in their stomach, knowing they're just 2 missed paychecks away from total panic. Now contrast that with the second apartment, belonging to someone earning $52,000 a year. It's modest, right? A reasonably sized TV, a comfortable couch, a kitchen with only the tools they actually use, and clothes that actually get worn. But when this person checks their bank account, they feel calm, unshakable confidence. They've got 18 months of living expenses saved up, and they're comfortably investing 20% of every single paycheck. 10. Literally a factor of 10. The person earning almost half as much money has nearly 10 times the financial security. How on earth is that possible? Well, it proves that this isn't just a story about income. Our high earner isn't gambling or burning money on obvious bad habits. They've just fallen into a very common trap. And today, we're going to break down exactly how you can avoid that trap entirely. So here is the roadmap for our explainer today. We're covering 1, the high income illusion, 2, the hidden cost of stuff, 3, smarter rules for buying, 4, auditing your current space, 5, the lifestyle multiplier effect, and 6, wealth is having options. These are the thematic rules that separate people who always have money from those who never do. Let's move to and see how this builds in section 1, the high income illusion. So this explains exactly what happened to our $95,000 earner. The core problem actually isn't the income itself. It's this hidden relationship between stuff and money. You see, accumulating a grand lifestyle requires every single dollar earned just to maintain it. It's like being on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. When your lifestyle creeps up right alongside your income, you utterly destroy the financial margin that deliberate living creates. The modest earner from our story learned a massive secret. Owning less doesn't mean living worse. It means living deliberately. Which brings us to section 2, the hidden cost of stuff. This is where we introduce the iceberg analogy, where the initial purchase price on the receipt is merely the entry fee. If you really want to change your financial trajectory, you have to realize that buying something is just the beginning. Every item is like an iceberg. Look at these hidden, ongoing, second costs lurking below the surface. Storage, maintenance, mental energy, and opportunity cost. Maintenance is a huge one. Did you know industry rules say a boat costs about 10% of its value annually just in upkeep? But don't sleep on mental energy either. Every item needs to be organized, cleaned, insured, and thought about. Researchers have actually found that visual clutter literally spikes your cortisol levels. Your extra stuff is actively stressing you out. And let's put some hard conversational mass to those storage and opportunity cost slices. Think about a treadmill. In an urban area, a treadmill takes up enough square footage that you are effectively paying $600 to $1,000 a year in implicit rent just to store a piece of equipment that, let's be honest, probably doubles as a clothing rack. And the opportunity cost? Wow. If you buy a $15,000 home gym setup, you didn't just spend 15 grand. If you had put that money into index funds instead, over 15 years, it could have grown to $50,000. You basically traded your future financial freedom for some heavy metal. So, how do we fix this? Section 3, smarter rules for buying. Let's look at the proactive rules minimalists use to bypass expensive upgrade culture entirely. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it completely changes how we view price tags. It's all about calculating cost per use. Look at this. A $200 jacket that you only wear twice effectively costs you $100 per wear. But a high-quality $400 jacket that you love and wear 200 times, that drops down to just $2 per wear. This counterintuitive math proves the expensive jacket is actually significantly cheaper. Doing this quick calculation in your head is a fantastic way to bypass those sneaky hidden traps. Another incredibly smart rule is to engineer your environment. Because let's face it, systems beat willpower every single time. Step 1, create friction for spending. Delete the shopping apps, remove your saved credit card numbers from your browser, and implement a strict 24-hour waiting rule for anything non-essential. Have you ever noticed how a burning desire to buy something just kind of fades if you sleep on it? That simple 24-hour pause alone eliminates roughly 70% of impulse purchases. Step 2, create ease for saving. Set up automatic transfers. Make the right choice the completely automatic choice. Section 4, auditing your current space. Now we shift our focus from acquiring new things to ruthlessly evaluating what we already have. I want to ask you this crucial replacement test directly. Walk through your home and ask yourself, if this item disappeared today, would I actually spend money to replace it? Be really honest with yourself here. Would you buy that dusty bread maker again? Would you repurchase those unworn clothes hanging in the back of your closet? For most items, the answer is a resounding no way. Keeping items purely out of inertia drains your physical space, your mental energy, and your maintenance time.
But listen, don't just go do a massive annual purge this weekend. Honestly, those almost always fail. People feel amazing for a week, and then they slowly reaccumulate the whole shebang. Instead, the sustainable success is in cyclical decluttering. Glance weekly at what's coming into your house. Evaluate just one category, like your kitchen drawers or your shoes, monthly. Assess your overall accumulation trends quarterly. It's just so much easier to manage 3 items a week than 300 items once a year.
Section 5, the lifestyle multiplier effect. Everything you own connects to other things. And this brilliantly illustrates a concept with some real academic weight. The lifestyle multiplier effect. This is when a purchase that seems totally singular actually triggers an entire cascade of supporting related expenses. Let's look at the disastrous math in a quick micro-narrative. Say you decide to buy a $5,000 boat. Not too crazy, right? Well, wait. That boat requires a trailer, and that trailer requires a hitch-equipped vehicle to tow it. Then you've got storage fees, specialized insurance, maintenance, and all the required safety equipment. Suddenly, that single $5,000 boat easily snowballs into an $8,000 or $12,000 ecosystem of expenses. Finally, Section 6, wealth is having options. How we actually define and measure true success. So the crucial point is this. True wealth is not measured by accumulation. It's not the house or the car or the stuff. It's measured by optionality. Can you choose to take 6 months off for a family emergency? Can you walk away from a genuinely bad job situation? When you define what enough is for you before you earn more, every extra dollar of income buys you those options. It buys you freedom instead of just buying more stuff. Ultimately, we're all living in one of these two cycles. The destructive cycle is a trap. Spending creates insecurity, and that stress drives more emotional spending just for temporary relief. High earners stuck here build absolutely nothing. But modest earners, like the one we talked about earlier, they live in the virtuous cycle. Spending less leads to saving more, which creates deep security, which completely reduces the emotional need to spend. They build absolute freedom. I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought that summarizes our whole thesis today. Do you want to own your possessions, or are you comfortable with your possessions owning you? Next time you're about to buy something, remember the hidden costs. Remember the multiplier effect. Ask yourself what kind of cycle you want to feed. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this helps you completely rethink your very next purchase.